Hi guys, welcome back to my channel where I talk about all things mental health. If you don't know me, my name is Vanessa. In last week's video, I talked about what mental health actually is, and today I'm going to go over 6 signs that you're ignoring your mental health. Let's get into it. Number 1, irritability. If you feel like you're on edge all the time, you're yelling at everyone you know, you get angry, you get annoyed really easily, this is a sign of irritability. If you think that there's something wrong with every single person in your life, that they're causing an annoyance to you, there's a good chance that you're the one just getting irritable very quickly. Of course, people can be annoying sometimes, but it may be a sign that you're ignoring your mental health if you are getting so frustrated and irritable at everybody that you know and everything that's going on. Number 2, social isolation. This means avoiding people, avoiding your friends, also avoiding things that you love, and actually purposely staying inside so you don't have to interact with other people. Those might be signs that you're ignoring your mental health. Of course, all of us go through points where we don't want to see anyone, we don't want to go anywhere, and we need to recharge our battery, sometimes for a few days. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about recharging. I'm talking about you avoid social interaction. You don't want to do anything, essentially. Then there's something going on mentally that's causing you to feel that way, because our bodies are made for interaction and connection. Number 3, using coping mechanisms. Okay, let me describe what a coping mechanism is. If you're dealing with feelings that you don't know how to handle, you use something outside of yourself to cope with those feelings. Now, let me clarify, because there are healthy and unhealthy coping mechanisms. So a healthy coping mechanism might be something like a fidget toy, like these. However, unhealthy coping mechanisms could be things like alcohol, drugs, or even social media. So that means that rather than dealing with the stressful feelings or other feelings that you're going through, you're using alcohol to numb those feelings. Same things with drugs, and drugs don't have to be hard drugs that people describe. They can be the more common drugs, such as marijuana or even nicotine. And when I say social media, not scrolling on social media in general, I mean when you are feeling stressed and you go on social media rather than dealing with that feeling. Sometimes you might not even do it on purpose. You don't even know that you're doing it, but that's what I mean by using social media as an unhealthy coping mechanism. What's the difference between healthy and unhealthy coping mechanisms is that unhealthy ones can actually do more damage to your body than you're realizing. A lot of us know the effects of drugs and alcohol, but a lot of us don't know the effects of social media. And so I will go over that more in some other videos. The 4th sign that you're ignoring your mental health is having low self-esteem. So if you look at yourself in the mirror and you seem to be judging yourself and criticizing everything about yourself, physically or mentally, if you're judging your personality, anything like that, that might be a sign that you're going through something mentally and you're projecting it onto yourself. Your body gives you everything. It keeps you alive, it keeps you functioning, and if you're criticizing your body, there's something going on. We've been told that being insecure and having low self-esteem is kind of like a norm nowadays due to social media and constantly judging ourselves and comparing ourselves to others. I mean, everyone goes through it at one point or another. A lot of people have different insecurities, and I'm not saying that it's crazy to have that, but I'm saying that means that you're ignoring your mental health. And there are ways to raise your self-esteem. I will happily be talking about that in some future videos because I have some tips and tricks to raise your self-esteem and confidence levels. Number 5, physical manifestations. If you watched my first video ever about how to improve your life, I talked about how ignoring your mental health sometimes causes it to manifest into physical symptoms. What I mean by this are headaches, stomach aches, chest pain that are unexplained. A lot of the time they could be due to your mental health. The way to figure out, do I have a headache because I didn't drink water? Well, probably. Okay, let me give you another example. The way to figure out, does my stomach hurt because of something I ate, or does it hurt because I'm stressed or anxious? The way to figure that out is doing a little experiment on yourself. Every time you feel that physical pain, wherever it is, write it down in your phone. You don't need to like physically write it, or take a mental note of what's going on in your head in that moment. If my stomach hurts right now, what did I just think about? Was it, I have this project due and I have this essay due and I have this to do and now my stomach hurts? Were those the thoughts that were going through my head? Was it, oh, I really don't want to go to this social function tomorrow. What are people going to think of me? What about this? What about this? And then my stomach hurts. Are those the thoughts that are happening? Or write down the situation that just happened. You just had a fight with someone and now your stomach hurts. Write that down. Write down exactly what happens and what you're thinking when your stomach hurts. If it's due to your mental health, you might find some patterns. You might realize that when you're at a higher stress state or when you deal with something specific, you get that physical manifestation, a headache, a chest pain, stomach aches. It's worth doing the experiment on yourself. I wish I could do it on you, but I'm not with you 24/7. Number 6, when your mental health starts to affect your mind and body. What I mean by this is something like exhaustion. If you feel exhausted all the time, no matter how much sleep you get, no matter how much coffee you drink, then there's something going on mentally. It's not just your body. What's going on that's causing this exhaustion? What's going on in your head? What's going on in your life? And are you prioritizing your mental health the way that you should be? Also, under body and mind is disturbed sleep. If you're not able to sleep, you wake up a bunch of times in the middle of the night, you feel like you're having these crazy dreams. What's going on with your mental health that's causing your sleep to be like this? Another thing that also goes under number 6, mind and body, is brain fog. If you're not able to focus on things that you should be able to focus on, or you're having memory issues where you can't even remember a conversation you had a couple of days ago, what's going on with your mental state that your brain is in this much of a fog? How much stress are you under? And should you be dealing with that? Yes, you should be. Okay, so if you're someone that hasn't been prioritizing your mental health, it's okay. Don't worry, we've all been there. It doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with you or that you need to be stressed about anything. My goal is not to make you stress, it's actually to help you. And by becoming aware of what's going on mentally is how you can start helping yourself. The first step to anything mental is to be aware. I want you to just be conscious. I want you to just recognize, okay, this might have something to do with my mental health. Okay, just recognize. That's all I'm asking you to do right now. Now, if you want to know some easy steps you can take to start taking care of your mental health, that's what I'm going to talk about next week in my next video. So stay tuned for that. If you like hearing what I'm talking about, like this video, comment down below thoughts for future videos and any thoughts that you had on this video. Make sure you subscribe to my channel so that you can keep seeing videos, including my next one about small steps you can take towards improving your mental health. And finally, turn on that notification button below to get notifications every single time I post. Subscribe here, there's a video here, click one of them.